And a good evening to you. I am First Alert Meteorologist David Ernst here with a weather update. You can find me on Facebook, David Ernst, WBAY Meteorologist. I'd appreciate it if you head over there and give me a like. If you don't follow the page already, you'll get updates that sometimes I don't necessarily get a chance to dig into when we're on the main station air. Obviously you can only fit so much into a 3.5-minute weather broadcast, and we got the QR code there at the bottom of your screen. You can scan that to get our free WBAY First Alert weather app if you don't already have it downloaded. Of course, you get customized videos from the meteorologists here at the First Alert Weather Center. With that, you can get storm alerts when we get into severe weather season. Of course, the way winter had gone, it seemed like we might be getting into an early start to our spring severe weather season, but almost appropriately so, as we got into the official start of spring, we've taken a little backslide into wintry weather, and that has us in a First Alert weather day for Friday. Snow showers expected. A ballpark total for the area, I think most of us will end up with 3 to 6 inches of snowfall, and some indications are we could be on the higher end of that. Slippery travel will certainly be developing on Friday, especially for that morning drive. So we will go ahead and dig into the details here in just a minute. If you have any comments, you can put them in on the Facebook feed, and I'll try to keep an eye on that and monitor it as best I can. And hopefully, if you're tuned in long enough, you'll be able to get the answer to whatever questions you might have. But I suppose the best place to start is with current conditions, and let's go ahead and get into your forecast then. Let me switch back over to the computer here, and let's get going. So this is the satellite and radar loop over the last 3 hours. We've had, some sunny skies across the area through the evening, and still seeing some clear conditions, but clouds are starting to roll in. The snow you're seeing there is going to end up missing us towards the south and the west, but eventually we will see those snow showers into Montana and the Dakotas make their way into Wisconsin. And out ahead of that weather maker, there is a winter weather advisory that extends throughout the track of that snowfall, and then the track for the heavier snow for the event coming in tomorrow night and into Friday. And it doesn't take much imagination to see those being extended down towards Lake Winnebago and eventually Lake Michigan. So I think we will see that map fill in unless there's a dramatic turnaround to the current forecast. Mike, yeah, I think there are a lot of us that are of that opinion that, winter's time has come and gone, so it's time to get into spring. But here we are. In fact, not only are we looking at this possible system bringing some accumulating snow, when you look at our extended severe weather outlook late Sunday and into Monday, we probably are going to see another chance for some snowfall. So the short-term forecast is quiet then tonight. We will... what was in there? Hold on. I saw a comment. Someone wanted a shout out, but now it disappeared on me. I was going to go ahead and help you out. As far as things go tonight, we'll see those clouds out west start to roll back in, and we are going to see a mostly cloudy start to your Thursday morning. It's likely as we head into Thursday afternoon that we will see a little bit of clearing, and skies will turn mostly sunny for a brief time before the sun goes down. And as that is happening, additional clouds start to roll back in, and that would then be what precedes our next weather maker. So here it is coming in. We'll pick it up at 11 o'clock Thursday night, so 11 o'clock tomorrow night, and it is still dry. But it doesn't take too long for that to change. By 1 o'clock in the morning, we're already getting some steadier snows into central Wisconsin, perhaps a few flakes flying around the Fox cities. Missy DeGrave wants a shout out. Sure thing. Missy, hope you're doing all right. As we go through the rest of the night, on Thursday night into Friday morning, those snow showers will be continuing. Steadiest looks like it would be setting up around the Fox cities and southward, so those are probably the locations that get our higher end totals, right where some of our higher population centers are. You'll see as we go towards 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, as our morning commute is winding down, we still have steadier snow showers roughly from Green Bay down through Appleton, Oshkosh, Fond du Lac. Into the afternoon, the steadier snow is starting to taper off, but there could still be some lingering flakes flying throughout the afternoon and into the evening. But the majority of our accumulation is going to come, I would say, from about 2 o'clock on Friday morning through about the lunch hour, 1 or 2 in the afternoon. So it's an early morning event into the early afternoon in terms of the steadiest snowfall. Amy Beth, good to see you on here. Bruce as well. Nice to see you from Appleton. Looking at likely some of the higher totals coming out in that direction. Danielle, yes, Monday, we'll take a look at that system. It's a little up in the air at this point in terms of what will happen Monday and Tuesday. It looks like that system starts as snow on Sunday, and then we get warmer, and it will turn over to rain eventually, but still some question remains on when that happens and just how much snow we would see out ahead of that. But I would feel confident saying at least we get a couple of inches, or an inch or two anyway, on Sunday before an eventual turnover. Also, that's the best part about snow this time of year is that it does melt away pretty quickly. In fact, whatever comes down on Friday and then Sunday probably is gone by this time next week, given the warmer weather that we will be expecting later in the extended. But temperatures for the next several days are going to stay in the 30s for highs. So let's talk about snow amounts. Let me pull up first I want to get you the National Weather Service forecast. I thought I loaded that in here somewhere. All models, that's not what we want. At some point, I will organize my show a little bit better and find these things a little bit faster. So here we go. This is the National Weather Service forecast. Even though it says pinpoint predictor, I actually pull the Weather Service's numbers onto my system, and so that is what you're looking at here. And so their official forecast has anywhere between 3 and 7 inches, and you'll notice that it is weighted heavier down into Fox Cities and southward, with Fond du Lac and Sheboygan coming in with the most at 6 or perhaps even up to 8 inches. So, like I said, I feel confident that most of us are going to see at least 3 to 4 or 3 to 5, 3 to 6 inches. But there is some higher end potential, especially as you get into the Fox Valley and areas just to the south. So that is the National Weather Service projection. Let's show you a few probability graphics here, and then I'll show you the models that I have on my system. And the contour just updated. This must have just pulled in, and looks like the WPC coloring is a little bit off, but we should be in the darker shade of red for a 2-inch snowfall on Friday. That would be a high chance, so you're looking at 80% or better, so 4 out of 5 or all the way up to 100%. So essentially, guidance would tell you, at least the way things stack up right now, everybody sees at least 2 inches of snowfall Thursday night and into Friday. So how much additional snowfall could we see on top of that? Well, the 4-inch snowfall chances, we're in the moderate category, so that's a 50-50 shot to about a 4 and 5 chance around most of the area. But you do notice a couple little spots of red from Waushara County. Even though it's not connected, it would go through Oshkosh, Fond du Lac, and down towards Sheboygan, a little band right in there, looking at that higher end potential for 4-inch snowfall. When you step it out and look at the chances of an 8-inch snowfall, then it drops us off into the low category, but, you know, there's still a chance. So essentially, I am leaning my forecast towards the higher end of that 3 to 5, 3 to 6. I will be putting out my formal forecast, if you will, tomorrow with some actual numbers and some ranges. But I think most of us are going to end up in that 3 to 6 ballpark, the way things are stacking up right now. And there could be some higher outliers, and I would kind of single out areas around the Fox Cities and southward as those most likely to get into those higher end totals. And the other thing I do like to show, just a range of the numbers on my system. This is just raw computer model output. I did not mess with these numbers at all. This is just what the computer spits out. Let me change the graphic banner on that. I did not update that. That says tonight, Thursday. That should actually say Thursday night and into Friday. So just to avoid any confusion for anyone who just sees a screenshot or something like that of this, we'll go ahead and put the right date on there just to be correct. All right, so this is the graph. This is my in-house weather model, and it roughly puts all of us in that 3 to 4 inch range. So it's on the lower end of the 3 to 5, 3 to 6 inches. When you look at the NAM, that stands for North American Mesoscale. It's the outlier, if you will, in that it takes the heavier totals up north. So you notice it shows 1 to 3 around the Fox Cities, and then those 4 to 5, 6 inch totals across the North Woods. The majority of guidance has that band of heavier snow Fox Cities and southward as opposed to the North Woods. So I would consider this more of an outlier and certainly not where my forecast is geared towards. And GFS, the American weather model here, also maybe a little bit of an outlier in terms of the higher end totals, showing some 7 to 10 inch plus readings out of the Fox Cities and areas to the west. Notice that 10.3 there in Wautoma. I think that's probably a little overdone. And then the European weather model coming in on the lower end of the scale between 2 and 3, 2 and 4 inches. So when you kind of average all that together, again, you end up with the potential there. What I was saying, 3 to 5, 3 to 6 seems to be a good ballpark range the way this system is coming in. It's going to be a pretty quick mover, and I would expect that we do get a decent snow out of this just because we haven't had a decent snow of late. I want to say that we have only picked up about 2 or 3 inches of snow in Green Bay since the blizzard back in the middle of January, right before that big cold snap. So we're kind of due for a bigger snow here. So I would not be at all surprised when I put my map out, that it probably lines up more along the lines with what the Weather Service has here, and that most of us are going to end up in a 3 to 5, 3 to 6 inch range, and perhaps even some 4 to 8 type totals down towards Fond du Lac or Sheboygan. And that'll probably be where we end up tomorrow. At this point, no winter weather advisories are posted, but I would fully anticipate that we see that unless there's perhaps a little hemming and hawing going on at the Weather Service regarding a winter storm warning for some of the areas that might get some higher end totals out of this. Yeah, Austin, I would expect that this any moisture we see will help with the fire danger. But that being said, a lot of dead vegetation out there, so anytime we get a prolonged drier spell with some warmer conditions, dry air overhead, and some stronger winds, that fire danger does go up. And speaking of fire danger, I recently got the fire danger map from the Wisconsin DNR to automatically update on my system. So we'll go ahead and plot that up for you, and it's showing very high through most of western Wisconsin and then high for just about everybody else, save for a few Northwoods communities. So that fire danger is certainly a concern right now. And it would obviously be helped by any amount of moisture that we can get. So whatever we see out of this system would certainly help to mitigate any of those fire danger concerns as we go through at least the short part of the extended, and also coming up over the weekend. We've got another system that looks to impact our weather with some snow and some rainfall. We could get 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rain out of that one by the time all is said and done. So let me go ahead and we'll pull that up here. And let's see, let me click back over. All right. Chad, sorry, I can't see everything. I can only see 3 comments at a time, so if you got other people in there Barry, I'm not able to go back until after the fact and see what's in there. I try to keep up, but I've got to do my spiel here, so I can't just solely monitor the comments. My bad for not seeing something that you posted earlier. So here is our split screen approach for the storm system coming in over the weekend. You got your American GFS there on the right side, the European weather model on the left, and there are still some timing differences, but it's the same overall solution. It's just that the Euro is 12 to 24 hours or so slower than the GFS, but you'll notice snow across parts of the area as we get into at least the latter half of Sunday. Now, again, the track of the low is very consistent in these 2 weather models. It is simply a function of timing is why you're seeing the differences. So the GFS gets us into the rain earlier on Monday. The European kind of has us in a little bit of a dry slot there for a time before we get back into some steadier rain later on Monday. Regardless of the timing, it again looks like it's going to be a snow event at first and then a change over to rainfall, and that's likely how things wrap up as we get into Tuesday. Some lingering showers, maybe a touch of wintry mix or some light snow across northern areas, but the first part of this event on Sunday looks to be a snow event with a slushy 1, 2, maybe 3 inches of snowfall, and then we switch things over to rainfall for the rest of the week. I'm not going to get into any real specifics on that just because there is so much uncertainty at this point, but obviously that's the next system that we're watching. So we have system number 1, if you will, coming in tomorrow night, Friday. That one looks to be a lock for at least several inches of snowfall across the region. We'll stay cold into the weekend. I'll go ahead and pull your extended forecast up right here just to let you see that. Temperatures will stay in the 30s for highs through Sunday. So likely that whatever falls on Friday probably still is hanging around on Sunday for the next batch of snow, albeit a little on the slushy side. And then we will be looking at warmer conditions next week with that rainfall and temperatures rising back into the middle 40s. With that, I will go ahead and wrap things up. I'll go back through the comments here and see if there's anything that maybe I did not specifically address in there. But if you were on for long enough, hopefully you have a pretty firm idea of what we're expecting, at least with the Friday system. Again, a widespread 3 or 6 inch snowfall, and we will see some travel conditions to say the least, travel concerns to say the least on Friday morning, and there probably are some lingering issues into Friday evening, especially those more secondary routes, the lesser traveled roads, and with temperatures dropping back into the teens overnight, any slush that's on that road surface could ice over on Saturday morning, so be mindful of that. Then we'll see another messy system coming in Sunday into Monday next week, but on the backside of all of this, we will see a warm-up with highs back to near normal levels or even above average early next week.